Thanks for tuning in. I'm Tunza, and this is a quick breakdown from our podcast, The Nerdlag Game Club. In this episode, we cover a letters, a written adventure. If you'd like to hear our full thoughts and conversations, check out that video. Link is in the description.
Welcome to the Nerd Lag Game Club podcast, a video game podcast where we all play the same game and then we talk about it. I'm Corey, and I'm joined by four party members today: Lauren,
Hello.
the Tons Man,
What's up?
Dan Boy,
Yo.
and Hipker.
Hello.
In this episode of the Game Club, we travel through pages as we played through Letters, a Written Adventure. This was our short game for the month of June. Letters, a Written Adventure was released on February 9th, 2022 on PC, Mac, GeForce Now, and Nintendo Switch. Letters, a Written Adventure was developed by 5AM Games and published by 5AM Games, Plug-in Digital, and Dear Villagers. 5AM Games hasn't developed any other games besides this one, but they did develop a prototype-like game that helps children with writing difficulties, which I thought was kind of cool. I'm going to give a quick summary of the story to the game, but before that, I want to give the spoiler warning before listening to the episode. In Letters, a Written Adventure, we play as Sarah, a shy girl that is writing and messaging her friends and family as she navigates her way through growing up and dealing with problems as they happen throughout her life. I don't want to go too much further into the story for now because I think we'll talk about it later. So that's all I got for story at this point, and I'm going to throw it over to Tunza where he's going to talk about gameplay and mechanics for Letters, a Written Adventure.
Okay, it's very basic. It's primarily a basic platformer. You jump and kick and interact with words on the page. You have a hint system to find hidden words and like clues, and you interact with those words to help get you to the next page or lower down the page by feeding them to the avatar type characters or environmental characters on the pages. I
Yeah,
don't
or like
know,
the chat boxes.
chat box, I couldn't tell if they were like drawings in your journal or just like how you imagined, like, because obviously the ones like your sister, your mom, and your friends. But yeah, you interact with them and you go down the pages. Sometimes you get to find words like cut, and it cuts like a character's hair, and that frees up a space. Or yeah, I think that's basically it for gameplay.
Yeah, it's a narrative puzzle, I guess. It's telling a story, but you use the words to solve little mini puzzles.
Slightly choose your own adventure too.
Yeah, it has like branching paths, which I'm sure we'll go into a little bit. But outside of that, yeah, it's very much just running around as like a little drawing of yourself, basically. And I feel like this is just kind of how you're imagining things. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, it does have neat little like certain words, like putting like hippie, throwing hippie at somebody puts like a peace sign, or like, just weird interactables per each page.
yeah. But outside of that, pretty basic, more narrative than gameplay. So we'll move on to art design, where Lauren's going to tell us about the art design for Letters, a Written Adventure.
So the art, it's definitely hand drawn. You have some areas where it's watercolor, other parts where it looks like they may have used like crayon or colored pencil or things like that. Very colorful. It's interesting the way the art really looks because you'll have the spots where it looks like they're drawn on the page. Like Tunza was saying, you could throw words at them and their style of like the characters or anything might change. I mean, it's the basis of it's just hand drawn. I mean, I don't really know how else to describe it.
Yeah, there's like a gazillion fonts in this game. Like from the credits, it
Yeah,
shows you that they've used like there's at least 50 from the
yeah,
credits.
for
What did you? I was gonna say the sound effect one. That's leading into it too far.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. It's imagine everything as like a journal is kind of how I would explain how it looks. Like handwritten
yeah.
words.
Illustrated.
Yeah, like somebody would be drawing like the images mostly.
And there's like an MSM message, like early desktop kind of
Yeah.
art style, whatever you would, not DOS, but like
Very like
uh,
old school
early,
Windows.
yeah, like early
Like XP.
Windows.
Everything's
I
like
think
really
it'd be
like blocky, like in
yeah.
those parts. but it makes sense based on the time frame.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
was what 04. So it's probably like
Yeah, somewhere around there.
But yeah, I think it has a really nice art style. Like I actually really liked it.
Same.
But yeah, it's just like an illustrated. So that's all really else I could say about it. So we will move on to sound design and music. So Dan, how about you tell us about the sound design and music for Letters: A Written Adventure?
I feel like there's not really much to really say about the music and sounds. They were just kind of there. I feel like
What do you mean? When you get pissed, the soundtrack is banging.
I don't remember. Maybe I had it too quiet. I don't know. Anyways, as I was saying, sounds kind of play whenever you do stuff in the game. Those are kind of the only real sounds, at least that I remember. Clearly, I'm wrong about that. But as Sunza was saying, in the credits, as it's like going through, it goes to I don't remember the exact wording, but it's basically like all the free to use sounds. Yeah, all the sound effects, all the free to use sound effects. There's a lot of them. There's a shit ton of them.
I think some of them are people giving them sounds too, like because they had like ats, like at this person.
Oh, probably. I don't know. But yeah. I mean, I feel like all the sounds kind of fit with the scenario that they're in. Like whenever you throw a word to someone and it's like sad or whatever, like it gets very somber feeling with the sound.
Yeah, it has like like in the part where like you are feeling kind of like you're like spiraling, like depression, I guess. That music does get very intense, as Hip said. It's good though. That part is the one that I remember. Everything else kind of feels like it just fits, like it's just sort of there in the background.
Which
but,
that's fine and all,
Yeah, there's like your typical sound effects of you jumping as you like throw a word, and if it's like you miss whatever you're throwing at, it'll like break apart like as it hits the edge of the page or whatever. So that makes a noise. But it's basic sound design, no voice acting in this one. Just grunts, maybe some moans here and there. I don't know. It has like very weird soundtrack. But yeah, overall, I think it does the job that it needs to do in terms of the sound. Like I never expected it to kind of like blow me away. It just like, okay, this is the right sound. All right, so let's move on to time to complete. Each episode we go around and see how long it took us to finish the game we were playing. So starting with Dan, how long did it take you to finish this one?
112 minutes.
Yeah.
I know.
Tunza?
It says 119 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't mean to toot my own horn or anything, but 110 minutes.
And Lauren?
2.3 hours.
Yikes.
At 2.5 hours.
Yikes.
I love that mine should be 2 hours, but it's 119 minutes. Just that shy, like that, Just
You're the worst.
add
You should have
some
glued
flair.
it up for another minute.
Yeah. Let me reinstall it.
All right, so we'll move to recommendation. Each episode we go around and find out if we would recommend the game we're playing and why or why not. So starting with Tunza, would you recommend this game and why or why not?
Yeah, sure. It's a cute little story narrative thing. It was real cheap and pretty short. It was worth my time, so it should be worth other people's time too, I guess. So yeah, I recommend it.
Lauren?
Yeah, I had a good time. I thought the art style was nice. It was a nice short game.
Hip?
Yeah, I recommend it. As long as it's on sale, not $15. I don't think it's a $15 game.
This game is always on sale.
It reminded me of that like older game, Emily is Away.
That one
Or
gets
just
crazy.
kind of just messaging your friend online and go through
Yeah.
life.
They
like
keep
that.
going on those.
Yeah, there's like a second one now.
There's a third one.
There's a third.
Yeah.
How much can you message a person on AOL or whatever?
A lot.
Especially when it starts getting weird.
The newest one you're on Facebook.
Danny boy?
Yeah, I'd recommend it. I think you can always get some enjoyment out of it. Try to go through all the different scenarios for it.
And I would also recommend it. I think it's a good time. I like the way it looks. I like that they have the branching stories, and each one feels different, and your decisions matter in terms of like how it can progress the story, as we just talked about. So I think they put some love and care into it. I'd like to see some of the other ones, but I don't know if I'd want to go back and play through them right now. So there's that. But I would recommend it. I think it's a good time, and it's like I said, it's always on sale, so you can find it like super cheap. So let's see if people agreed with us, and we'll check out the reviews. So each episode we go to the review page of Steam and wherever else, and we read some reviews to see if there's any good, bad, or funny ones. So Hip, what do you got?
God, I kind of forgot to do this part. I'll be so real. I normally am on top of this.
Oh, you're the
The
worst.
only-
It is very positive for the reviews. There's only
Yeah,
200 of them, so
Only bad one I really see is, does this even qualify as a game? This is more like an app store product. Is the one bad review I see?
I don't know. I'm looking at a few bad ones. Like a lot of the bad ones, I understand.
Now that I opened it up, it's just a lot of talking about money.
Well, people are also talking about like it's very little gameplay. This person talking about how they were impressed by the demo, but it's just a generic emotional story told via barely any gameplay. Which I agree. It's not really much gameplay. It's trying to figure out what words work, but like I don't know. I think it has to be the type of game you're into.
I just think people are like weird about narratives.
Yeah.
I just don't like. I don't know what other gameplay would work for this.
But there are a lot
To
of people
Do
that
the story.
really like it.
We kind of, I mean, we kind of played that Beyond the Page, which is more platformer, I guess. But it's kind of the same idea, right?
I didn't.
Do we
play this, I
react
have
with
no
the
idea.
Yeah.
words though? Like to change anything? I think you just did. Like it was the words were there, and there was these notebook sequences, but like you couldn't change the story or nothing. So, but that was more. That was more game.
Yeah, because I think in that one you use the words to solve puzzles. So like, whoa, is there? That's been so long, but I feel like there was like fire. You could use it to like clear the path or whatever in the gameplay segments, and then like the notebook segments were more like telling the story. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess you do interactive. I had to look to it again. It just it's I wonder if they could have did the same thing with the changing of the narrative stuff. But probably.
And I kind of like wrap those two games like together. They kind of feel the same, even though they're completely different.
I opened up the trailer. They're not the same.
Yeah, not at all. They're completely different. But for some reason, I like
There's
wrap
journal
the two
segments
together.
and like deal with like words and like narrative stuff you have to interact with. But it is not the same game.
But do you have any more Hip, or just
There's-
mostly positive?
Yeah, mostly positive. Like I said, there's only 200 reviews, so there's not really a whole lot to go through.
But I think we all enjoyed what we got out of it, and most people also do that have played it. With that being said, we'll close out the episode here. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Bye.
Bye bye.